Hey, it's Brexton. Used to be Misha, but it's Brexton. So, this week's topic is when we first figured out that we were trans. Um, I went through a very, very long journey when trying to figure it out. But in 2010, I had a bunch of questions in 2010 about the way my body was developed and um, a lot of my feelings towards it. So I went to the gynecologist and she tested my hormones, and my hormones were high on the testosterone scale and normal on the estrogen scale. And so I came back after finding those, and once I found out the results, they said that either it's polycystic ovary syndrome or some other possible thing, or I could be possibly be intersex. And it was kind of a thing because I went to endocrinologists and all this other stuff. They tested me for so many things and just not going for the genetic testing. Um, so that was a bit annoying. And I still haven't finished all the testing with that or any knowledge of that. And so it had me question a lot about my gender and how how I feel towards my body, which I've always had hatred towards my body. I thought it was because I was overweight, but it was never that. It was something else. I called it stranger in the mirror. Every time I looked in the mirror since I was little, it's always been like this stranger that was there. It was kind of creepy because if you ever see a scary movie and someone's looking in the mirror and then like they turn away but the image is still like looking forward, that's what it felt like, and it was creepy. And I used to avoid mirrors all the time because I never recognized the person in the mirror. um and it caused a lot of depression since I was young and everything else, but it really came apparent when the testing was over. And more I started thinking about it, the more I went back into depression. And one night, I was going through a real bad bout. Like I was getting very suicidal at that point. And then, for some reason, something possessed me to go into the bathroom, grab eyeliner, and draw a beard on my face. I never knew exactly why I did it, but I just knew I had the impulse and need to do it. And in that one moment, I recognized the person in the mirror. And it was weird. I finally recognized the person in the mirror, and it was the most, the happiest moment of my life. And like, it was weird. And so I decided to drag for a little bit. I did drag and still dragging every once in a while, and I felt happy when I was dragging. I was more confident and I was more secure in that. And so I identified as genderqueer for a while, and soon enough I started to present more often. I bought binders, and start presenting more often. I hanged out with a lot more trans people because I felt more comfortable and with myself. And then before the summer, I came out as trans, and I said I'm transitioning to male because it took me a while to decide if I really wanted to go through transition or not, because I knew I was trans. I just didn't know if I wanted to go through transition, and I decided to go through transition before the summer of last year. And that the summer I started presenting full time, and I've never felt more comfortable. I never felt more in myself, and like I said, like I look in the mirror and I recognize the person, and that's all I wanted for like years. And So I started therapy not in the start of at the end of summer, start of fall, and that's where I am. That's where I'm at. It was a long journey to figure out what I wanted to do about it, and like because my family is not easily. It's kind of hard to to think about telling my parents after all the things it's been going through with us. I wasn't. I'm just not prepared to do this again, do this coming out process again. And this is probably going to be the worst part because my dad wanted a little girl so bad. And I have to tell him that I'm not his little girl. So there's that. Hopefully, I'll be coming out to them soon so I can move forward in my transition because it's needed now. Um, Psychologically needed right now for me. All right, I'll see you guys next week for the next topic.